What we are doing in BIOCOMES, we are looking for alternative strategies to control insect pests in vegetables. In vegetables, especially, insects play a major role, and especially in this case, we are looking for biocontrol agents for controlling insect pests. Why do we do this kind of work? For vegetables, we have a huge range of different crops. As when you're going to the market or so, you can see how many different vegetables are on the market. And as well, to produce these different vegetables, we have a range of different cropping systems. There's a huge problem as well with pests, and especially with insect pests in vegetables, and these insect pests have to be controlled. And we are looking for alternative control methods based on the use of microorganisms. Microorganisms which can affect the insects and can kill the insects. One of our aim is that these strategies afterwards can be implemented in integrated pest management strategies. What does this mean? Integrated pest management means that we have different kind of strategies, starting, for example, with using resistant varieties, using as well insecticidal components, chemical insecticides, but as well alternative products. And this is especially driven by the society, driven by companies, and as well by the government. So by law, integrated pest management is the strategy which should be used in the future. So why are we doing this? We have problems with residues on our vegetables, on fruits, for example, but we as well have problems, and especially with resistance, which is always, you can read it in the newspapers and so on. And therefore, we need a range of different mode of actions so that we can combine these different mode of actions to overcome these resistance problematic. And this is as well one idea of using biocontrol, because it's a completely different mode of action, and possibly we can get our plant protection products longer on the market, and we need these products to get good quality vegetables. Yeah, and as well we have a kind of climatical change now over the years, so we expect that based on these climatical changes we will have different pests in the future. And this is as well important that we have new products to control even as well these new pests which will be introduced in the near future. Yeah, so the aim of BIOCOMES project and of our work package was that we need to find practical solutions. So the farmer himself, the producer, is our target group. So we have to develop a product, or we have to develop strategies which can be used afterwards by the farmer. So, which means we have to have products which can be used in different vegetable crops, not only, for example, in cabbage, but as well in tomato and aubergine or in other crops. They have to fit, or they have to work as well under different environmental conditions, just as well to enlarge the market. But we have Europe in mind. We have Northern Europe, we have Southern Europe, with completely different climatical conditions, and our products, which we intend to produce or to develop, should work under different environmental conditions, and as well, not only against one pest insect, as well against a range of pest insects, but of course, they have to be so specific that, for example, beneficial insects will be not attacked by our new products. As I said before, it has to be integrated in integrated pest management strategies. So it will be only one component within a whole controlled strategy. It should be applicable. So a farmer should use his common equipment to use our new products. And of course, the products should be, there should be a robustness of the efficacy, because that was in the past often the problem, that biological products were not reliable. We didn't get always the same results, and this is one important aim of our project, to prove or to optimize the efficacy and to optimize the reliability of these new products, so that the farmer, when he's using this product, can say, yes, if I use it, it is reliable and I can really protect our crops against a specific pest. Now, what did we do in the last 4 years? We started screening or testing different entomopathogenic fungi which can kill our insects, and then we have had a huge screening process concerning efficacy, concerning productivity of this fungus, so that it can be produced under economic, feasible situation, so that we can make a product afterwards out of this. As well, there was a screening of or developing of formulations, so that we bring the fungus in a form that the farmer can really apply it, and therefore we need a kind of storability, a longer storability than we know from other products, which is important as well for distribution of these products. After we did these laboratory experiments, we went in the field, and our intention, of course, is that the farmer can use it, so it should be tested in the field under real field conditions. So we went from the lab to the field. We compared in the field different concentrations to know what do we really need to apply in the field to get a good efficacy. We compared different environmental conditions. For example, we tested the products in Sweden, we tested the products in Italy, and Sicily, and in Greece, and yeah, of course, in Sweden it is colder than in Italy and in Greece, so we tried to bring this as well to see whether the fungi, our pathogens, are working even under these different conditions. We compared different growing systems, as I said before. Vegetables are grown under different conditions, and so we tested in the greenhouse, we tested under protected field, but we as well tested in the open field. And keep in mind, yeah, in a greenhouse you do not have UV radiation, but in the open field you have UV radiation, and therefore we have to know, do they survive under these environmental conditions? We have had the main focus on whiteflies. These are these very small whitish flies which are flying around when you're going through a tomato field or so, and which is a huge pest, and it's a pest as well transmitting a virus. So it's not only the insect who is sucking, but it's also transmitting diseases. So it's very important to control these whiteflies. And we did experiments on diamondback moth, and so these were the main target insects. We as well did some other experiments with Spodoptera or other species, but that was our focus, because they are occurring, especially whiteflies, in a different range of vegetables. Yeah, these were our results, and I think we got some very interesting results, and hopefully we will really get a product in the later future. It will take some time, because registration processes take time, so it will not be on the market next week, but hopefully in the future. Yeah, what was the impact? The project it was funded by the European Commission. So we have somehow as well to demonstrate where's the benefit. And I think we gave support, or BIOCOMES gave support at the early stage of a product development. And this is important. And it was quite successful because we have had the cooperation between science and industry. And this is important, that on the one side, science is not only focusing on the scientific aspects. We have to think about how to transfer it in the field. But as well, we have to think about if we transfer to the field, that it is economically sensible, feasible, and therefore we need this partnership between science and industry. And on the other side, it was very important that we have had companies involved in who are doing the field efficacy testing under good experimental practice, so that these data, which are produced by during the field trials, can directly be used as well for registration, so that we do not lose money, that we do not waste time. That was one very important aspect as well within BIOCOMES. Yeah, and as I said before, resistance and climatical changes will make us a lot of problems in the future. And I think we go in the direction, yes, we look for solutions for the future problems. So we are not at the end of the project. So we have to follow next steps, which will be not financed anymore by BIOCOMES. But anyhow, we need economic evaluation of the products, because at the moment we are not sure whether such a product can survive on the market. We need additional field data, data which are produced under best agricultural practice, and as well under high pest pressure scenarios, so that we have more experiments or field trials done under different situations, so that we can get the reliability or robustness, as I said at the beginning. This is really important. And of course, we need more application or field data to know how we can integrate these products within the formerly mentioned integrated pest management strategy. So it is only one part within the whole strategy, and therefore, of course, we need even more time. And anyhow, and this is for us a good starting point, we got the impression that such a product maybe can be registered in the future. And if we have these more positive data, I think there can be an initiation of product registration in the future. So it is realistic. Yeah, we have had within our work program, as I said before, science and research. There were governmental institutions involved in, there were universities involved in, there were companies involved in who did the field trials, and as well a company who is producing or who's interested in producing, formulating, marketing such a product. And that's very important because, as you all know, registration is very cost intensive. So there should be a balance between the costs and the investments, and afterwards the return.